Show of hands.
Yeah, sorry, let's try it. Show of hands. All those in favor of Michael's amended motion to change the 200,000 dimension in R20, table 3-2, please raise your hand. Okay, all those opposed?
Wow. Where's Richard, what we need?
Motion does not pass. Okay. Now.
So what is it then?
Wow. Now we got to go back to and if somebody would like to make a motion to leave table 3.2 as it's currently written and presented in our packet of December 16th, somebody would like to make that motion, see if we can get that
I'd
one
like to
through.
know what Duncan wants to do with this.
I'd like to leave it the way it is, or as presented by the town plan, the 200,000 square feet.
You want to make that motion?
What's your reason?
Well, my reasoning is because when you start adding in the bedrooms, basically my reason, Mike, is that we need to redo this whole thing. And so it doesn't make any sense for us to take a shot and just put a number in there, which is not going to work anyway. I personally think that we should have multifamily, both big A, little a, and luxury multifamily in this town. And I think that to do that, we need to completely reconstruct this table. So, but we only have until May 7th, which is when the moratorium runs out. Now, we could extend, I'm sure we could extend that, but that's not, in my opinion, good business. So I think that we ought to vote this 200,000 now, as recommended by the town planner, and then we should set our wheels in motion to fix these things. And we should develop a checklist right away. We have a lot of things to do, but this is, I think this is an important thing.
Well, I wasn't under the
And I don't
impression
think we can solve it. I'm not in agreement, 100% agreement with Nancy, but I'm in agreement with the point that we can't solve it right now because there's too much comprehensive work that has to go into fixing it.
I think you have a very good point there, and we do have to bear in mind, I don't think we should ask the town council to extend the moratorium now. I think it's incumbent on us to go ahead and get something, and as Lisa said, and I said, not only tonight, but I said it for years, you always are changing these things anyways. That's part of our job. That's why we're here. We see that something doesn't work, we tweak it, make it work. Something has to be modernized, we change it. And nothing is ever cast in stone.
Well, I think there's I'd like to know from the town planner, is this your recommendation or is this just the way it
That was
is?
my recommendation on December 16th, and I also note that for Nancy, who, I guess in the minutes, it said the planner's report, this was the report that I was referring to.
Oh, okay.
Do you think that this table complies with the spirit of the new amendment that we made to the zoning ordinance?
November 16th or 18th?
December 16th.
December 16th.
Sorry.
Would it be appropriate to,
I'm sorry,
Do you think that this complies with the spirit of the amendment we made to the downtown special use district?
Well, I think it's
Does
a separate element.
Does this enable us to bring that to fruition?
yes. I mean, I'm not sure, I think I know what you're asking, but I want you to clarify your question, please.
My question is, I heard an awful lot of language during the debate about that amendment. And most of it involved creating affordable housing.
Okay, so you're talking about affordable housing.
And it's all got to occur here. And to me, multifamily is the answer for affordable housing. The other stuff is individual convenience. So I think that everything that we do to amend this, so we can get rid of that moratorium, should be done in the direction of making this thing work for affordable housing.
Right, no, that $200,000, or 200,000 square foot number does nothing for encouraging affordable housing of multifamily.
Okay.
I'd like to make a motion approve the planner's recommendation from December 16th of 200,000 square feet multifamily housing in R20. And I guess that also would then go along with the table 10.1 and the recommendations for table 10.1. I'd like.
There's already a motion on the table.
Is there a problem?
Yes, there's already a motion on the table.
I'm sorry, what's the motion?
No, Doug made a statement, not a motion. I asked if he would
Oh, okay.
turn that into motion, he did not answer. Thanks, Mike, for picking up on that.
Okay, if you'd like to make it a motion, that's fine with me. Okay. Do I need to start over? I'd like to make a motion that we approve the town planner's recommendation from the planning report of December 16th of 200,000 square feet for the minimum lot size for multifamily dwellings in R8. And then the substance of table 10.1, the density regulations for multifamily dwelling projects, that we approve those numbers at this point, and then put the whole multifamily dwelling subject on an agenda where we can take it up in greater depth and look at the whole thing more comprehensively.
Okay, I'm going to second that and just ask you to modify that a little bit, Nancy, because there's more changes in table 10 in Article 10 than just the table. It's, you just say that it's all changes in Article 10.
Then to approve the town planner's recommendations for the multifamily, for table 3-2 on the multifamily dwelling lines.
There's also definitions also that are included in that.
Okay. All right.
Should we just
Starting
approve the recommendation?
I'm going to approve the recommendations, which would encompass the new definitions for multifamily dwellings, the table 3-2, the numbers for multifamily dwellings in the village district, and also Article 10 multifamily dwellings. Does that cover it?
I think so.
All right, I second that motion.
Would that have a condition on it that we're going to address multifamily? Or is that?
I don't know if anybody wants to attach that condition to it. I have no problem doing that. But maybe it's simpler just to do it now and have the motion be a clean motion and then start over. So if you want to make that a separate motion, that's fine.
Okay, any other discussion on that motion? All those in favor? Raise your hand.
Can I just,
Yep.
just for sake of clarity, and maybe this is out of line, just add that little note to table 10.1 that we're now about to approve that says that it's added to the minimum lot size for multifamily dwellings, just to clarify that.
You did talk about it last time.
Right.
Isn't that part of what's in December 16th Planning Commission? It says added to minimum lot size. And
Yeah, but it
says,
doesn't say added to minimum lot size for multifamily dwellings, so it's confusing.
oh, but right at the top of it says multifamily dwelling projects.
I realize that.
No? Doesn't do it for you, huh?
That's all right. So
Let it go.
just
Let it go.
It's okay with me.
If you want a roll call vote.
Show of hands. All those in favor?
Can we do a roll call vote? Oh, is everybody in favor?
Roll. All those in favor? Raise your hand.
Okay.
Okay, that passes.
Is that unanimous?
I would then like to make a request that we put the multifamily dwelling subject on a future agenda. I'd like to make that request.
Well, when though, because I'm thinking, we've got to.
Maybe 6 months from now.
All right, so you mean after the moratorium, we revisit basically?
In practicality, it's probably best to revisit as part of the comprehensive plan, revisit and make sure we get it right in the comprehensive plan. The way Duncan's been describing what he's thinking, that most people are in agreement with it. But my problem with that is the comprehensive plan is probably still about a 2-year to 3-year evolution. But